The truth is, man, if you won't need your girl to become your therapist, she's not going to be your girl for very much longer. That's you got to learn that the hard way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm on a first date and I have asked you more than 5 questions in a row about yourself, and you haven't asked me something. I'm telling you that I got a call and I need to leave. Like I cannot be, because I've been, when I was younger and insecure and didn't feel sexy and desirable and like worth somebody who's good to me. I did so much heavy lifting and so much working and trying to stretch myself and make. I would ask them a million questions. And I would put up with so much bad stuff. But then once I really went through like a journey of self-love and feeling like confident and like, no, I'm sexy and funny and nice and like a catch. Now I don't put up with any of that kind of shit. That's just deal breaker.
Oh my God.
What do you guys think?
We think so far.
Wow. Are you serious? Everything that came out of his mouth did not project how he looks like.
There it is.
Okay,
So-
well, like, let's take looks away from it and just talk about what he was saying. So he was saying, like, okay, if I'm just
Jesse,
asking about you a million
can you really take looks?
I'm really looking at her. I want to hear what she's saying right now, honestly.
If we are going to talk about looks, who do you think he's going on dates with? Right. Probably people that are in the same league as him. If we're breaking that down,
Same weight
that's
class.
who he's with. Well, whatever.
We're just making assumptions right now.
Some girls like big boys. You know what I mean? Like,
We're making
he's probably
assumptions right now.
talking to people that are in like the same
weight
whatever.
class.
Whatever
Okay.
you want to say, Tyler. But at the end of the day, what he's saying is like he wants like the energy to be reciprocated.
Anybody else have anything you want to say about this?
Yeah. All you're thinking is, why don't you get up off your ass and go to the gym? It's not everything. And it's never going to be everything. And your life will always continue.
That video went incredibly viral. And part of the reason why it went viral is because people didn't realize when he started talking that he's homosexual. They did not really. In fact, maybe you guys didn't recognize this. I had to go look at. I found his IG and found it. Now, see, it makes more context. But that's not the reason why it's interesting to me. The reason why it's interesting to me is because if that was an overweight woman, it wouldn't have gone viral, and no one wouldn't have given it. No one would have said anything. If an overweight woman was on there like, I'm just like, if you haven't asked me about me after 5 questions, I'm just going to get up and leave. They're like, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about what women would do. But because it was a fat man doing it, we are freaking out about it. It is so crazy to me. It's like, because here's the other thing. You remember when you were talking about, it's okay if a man just wants sex?
Yeah.
It's okay. But here's the thing. Have you ever seen a man who just wants sex and you're like, you aren't deserving of just sex. You're not hot enough for that. Has that ever happened to you, ladies? Where it's like you would do it short term if the guy was hot enough, but it's not. Well, actually, I probably have the wrong audience to ask this to. but like that's the thing. It's like part of the thing is like if that guy was good looking enough, I think people would be like, yeah, that's fine. Like I don't have a problem with it. But because he was overweight, everyone's like,
then
everyone's like, I can't believe you have the audacity to say that.
Yeah.
And I got bad news for you, dude. There are gay men watching this who think that you're out of your mind, dude.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like what he's talking about is just having like respect for yourself.
I've been on hundreds of dates with beautiful women. When I go on the dates, I am the one asking them questions about themselves to get them to talk, and then it's a successful date. And they rarely have ever asked me anything about myself.
Want them to ask?
But I don't care. But I'm a man. I don't care. That's not how it works.
That's you personally.
No, I will tell you, most men who are good at dating know that if you get a woman to do most of the talking, you're going to have a successful date. In fact, there was a study done where they did speed dating in the UK, and they started transcribing all the conversations to see which one of these conversations led to a second date. And the most common indicator was if the woman said me or I 7 times.
But that's successful, meaning like you get her in bed?
No, successful meaning it led to a second date.
They get to a next date.
Get to a next date. If the man said me or I 7 times, it had no correlation whatsoever for a second date. But if the woman said me or I, meaning she was talking about herself, she was more likely to go out with the guy again. Yeah. So it's not the same. Well, our
like
evolutionary biology is different.
Also, too, like generally, the like women's what they consider like dateable or not, like the bar for that is in hell. So like if you have like a dude who just shows you a little bit of like care and interest, then you might be more likely to go on a second date because not a lot of dudes are willing to put forth that effort.
Yes,
so I think the advice here would to be act interested, ask her about herself.
Yeah.
You will be more
Learn
successful.
pickup artistry.
Yes. The other point was though, like me and Tyler wouldn't give a like you didn't ask us about ourselves. Like
she doesn't need to know a single thing about me.
When me and you first met, I asked you a million questions about yourself.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Less you know about me.
Yeah, because you were trying to seduce him. I get it. No, it's all
I was not. We've like hung out several times after the fact. We've gone to raves and had amazing time, like within, because I have like my own like rave family friend group, and he's been a part of it, and it was awesome. But when I'm like curious about somebody and I'm like initiating some kind of relationship, whether that be a platonic or a sexual relationship, maybe that's just me in general, but I want to know every detail about you.
I think the thing is, it's nice, but it's not required. Like, if somebody doesn't ask me questions about myself, I don't care at all.
If a woman is physically attractive to me and we have a good time together and she laughs at my stuff and consistently like encourages me to keep moving forward, I don't give a if she asks me how my day was.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
like, it's also too like what you need as a person as well. Like, if you don't need like somebody to know every little detail about you, like that's not what you consider a successful relationship, then that's not important.
The truth is, man, if you won't need your girl to become your therapist, she's not going to be your girl for very much longer. That's you got to learn that the hard way. Okay.
Wait. We got Paris is down there just chomping at the bit.
Do you want to say something?
Do you agree with any of this? You're like there. Wait a minute.
Okay, so I was doing a lot of facial expression because
this guy's fat.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not talking about fat people because I was fat too. I was 200 pounds. So like, did I do something about it? Yes. Did I cry and sit there? Oh, I'm fat. No. Like, I was close to getting diabetes. So that's what really like woke me up and like started hitting the gym and drinking more water and having a strict diet. And I hired a professional trainer. So like, I don't like sympathy. I don't like petty. I don't like that. Like,
I don't think
everybody.
that's what the
he doesn't want your sympathy, and he has, and it doesn't look like he has any intention of getting skinnier either.
The conversation wasn't about him being fat. The conversation was just about showing.
Well, okay, so let me see if I can throw my 2 cents in here too, because I kind of halfway agree with you. Is the reason why you have that sort of visceral reaction to this guy talking like this is because it seems like he's entitled to this level of respect that his appearance doesn't necessarily merit.
Yes.
So if the guy is overweight, then here's a real, maybe you want to try this, lose some weight, and maybe then you will have people who are more interested in you to want to have want to ask you about questions about you on a date, because they may have seen you on, well, in this case, Grindr, to say that if you want to have some sort of respect, or you got to be congruent with the way that you look versus the way what you can actually realistically expect in the dating market, whether it's homosexual or heterosexual, right?
Yes.
If you're in the sexual marketplace, women and men, I guess in his case, are looking for congruency, okay? So does the guy's appearance, the way he handles himself, is his behavior, is his mannerisms, is that congruent with what his expectations are? And in this case, the reason why we're like, this and why it goes viral is not because of what he was saying and not because he doesn't deserve, respect or whatever else. It's that he is a guy that looks like that is incongruent with what he is saying are his entitlements and what his expectations are. And that's why we have that visceral response that you had and I had too.
Yeah, and I do apologize. I didn't mean to offend no one, but I'm just like listening and I'm looking. It didn't like.
We said, judge, please judge more. We want more judgment on this show.